Finally, it's working. But at the cost of what?
No, this is not working. 100 line of error. I just missed an environment variable. Oh shoot, forgot to migrate. This needs to be clear. Restart, reload, sacrifice, abort, restart again just in case. 696. That's not even an error code. Dependency mismatch. What does that even mean? Permission. I don't know my own lab. It works. Yeah, it works now. What?
It doesn't work on your system? Well, that story resembles with a lot of developer. If I missed any of the point, you can just comment it down. And let's start with the actual project that I showed in the first few frames. The tech stack used was new for me, so it absolutely took few hours, not few days. Let's see what I learned and what you can learn, and we shall see some memes along the way. Now here is a short clip of what encouraged me to make this video. Now this is the project that encouraged me to make this video. But what encouraged me to make this project? So that is a different story, we will talk about this later. But for now, we shall just look at this project and understand why I made it. I made it because I wanted simplicity. Just upload your image, it will resize and you have a link to copy and use. So yeah, perfect, simple. I had the simple goal. Let's start. By getting started, sign up with a Google account. You will be presented with a home screen where you will see a little bit of detail. Start uploading, upload your image, select any one of it and upload. After the upload is complete, it will start the resize process. It may take time, but in this case it is done quickly. Copy any of the size of image and you will see you have a variety of sizes available for that image. Easy enough, and you can copy and use any of these images. When you go to the gallery view, you can see all of the images that you have uploaded, and there you go. Very simple. You might think that I wanted some simplicity with image and their resizal process and use of them. That is why I made this project, but no, that's not true. There is something else that inspired me to make this project. Well, I have used AWS Lambda in this project to resize the image. But before that, I didn't know about AWS Lambda and how to use it. I was watching a video which explained about AWS Lambda, and all of a sudden I was enlightened. I was enlightened about what the power of Lambda can do. I had this idea in my mind that I can just trigger a Lambda and which can do anything for me, for example, resizing image. And that's where I got my idea that why not create a project that will resize images for me and just give me an URL to use in my project or to use anywhere. Yeah, that's the reason I started building and thinking about the architecture. I can directly start talking about the architecture, but if you don't know what lambdas are, then you probably don't understand it. So first of all, let's go into AWS Lambda and understand what is a lambda. A lambda at its core is just a piece of code that can run when a trigger happens. The trigger can be anything. So for example, the trigger can be, let's say, an API gateway. So API gateway is a HTTP REST service that whenever a user requests at a particular endpoint, this AWS Lambda will be executed, and whatever response is outputted from this Lambda code, it will be sent back to the user. So that is a HTTP triggered Lambda. So as you can see, it is a very simple thing. You just have to define what your Lambda does. You can define it in, for this example, it is in Node.js. I have defined that whenever there is a trigger, I want to make an entry in the database about the particular detail of images. So in this case, the trigger is S3. Whenever there is an upload in S3, it will run this code, and this code takes the name of the image and some other data from it and makes an entry in the other database, which is DynamoDB. So conceptually, it is very simple. You have a piece of code that you want to run on a particular trigger. The trigger can be anything. It can be HTTP or S3 or any other triggers that you want. On that trigger, it will run and does whatever you have defined, and again it will close or send the output to some destination. That's very simple. It is what it is. It does the thing. Now, to make use of that in this architecture, whenever there is a user requesting to upload an image, the first request goes to a Next.js server which returns an upload image for S3. So the user can directly upload the image to S3. When the image is uploaded, the DB entry lambda will trigger. It will take the information from the image and make an entry in the DynamoDB of AWS. Now in DynamoDB, when there is an entry, the resizer lambda will automatically be triggered. As I said, the trigger can be anything. So in this case, the resizer lambda has a trigger of DynamoDB entry. So it takes that entry and resizes the image and put it back into the same S3 bucket. Now the image is resized into various versions, or I would say various resolutions. Now these images are present in this AWS bucket. Now the user can see the bucket through our Next.js. The Next.js, after the resizer has completed resizing it, it will put the data back into the DynamoDB, and when the user sees the page, it will request the data from DynamoDB and shows it the URL of it. So for example, I have a single image here. I can upload any other image. This detail Next.js is showing directly from DynamoDB. It is making a request through this line to DynamoDB and getting all the images is stored and showing it to user. Along with the image detail, it will also fetch the URL of those images, and those images are served using CDN, which is CloudFront from AWS. So very simple architecture, nothing much. Now there you go. It is a very simple project and it is reliable as well. And why do I say it is reliable? Because I have used a complete cloud stack in this project. I was a big fan of self-hosting and I wanted to manage my own infrastructure in past, but due to reliability, I don't wanted to maintain the servers on my own and keep checking on it. So I used cloud. Why not? And also it is in the free tier limit. So yeah, for deploying Next.js, I have used Vercel, of course. And for Postgres database, I have used Prisma Postgres, a great service, by the way. And for deploying Lambdas, yeah, AWS Lambda, DynamoDB for storing them, and S3 for storing the images. So it is a complete reliable solution because I don't have to maintain any of those, and everything will be up and running by the cloud providers. So yeah, that is why I call it a reliable solution. And I won't be going into the weeds of code and show you the big long lines of code and bore you up. You can, if you need, you can directly go to GitHub and see the project is open source. So now let's actually use the project without any cut. So this video will be without cuts and everything will be on the line. To pick which image to choose, why not see some memes, and whichever is the best, we can use that. So starting with this one, focus. You have A, B connected to each other. You have a mind map in your brain and you keep adding ideas into it, and all of a sudden somebody calls and poof. It's very relatable. I mean, yeah, it happens to me. See something else. Let's see. Hey, can I uninstall Edge? No, your system will break. Yeah, Windows thing. Yeah, nothing can be done. So I'm going to uninstall the bootloader, or even you can say I'm going to uninstall kernel, and Linux will say, go ahead. It doesn't care. You break or make on your own. Let's see something else. Maybe, yeah, this is very relatable. Me writing great code, and the thinking is done by Cloud Code or Chat GPT. Yeah, this is very relevant at this time. So yeah, why not download this image? img util. It is a very long URL. I will provide it in description. So let's go to upload. Select our image, upload. This is uploading. Come on. Done. So view image. Now it is processing. It can take few seconds depending on the image size and dimensions. Done. Yeah, we have different versions of it. So depending on the size, it will create a number of different images. If you have a large image, then it will create probably 5 different sizes. But in case this is not a very large image, so it has just created 3 sizes. So for example, if I open up this one, the smallest, this one a little bit larger, this one more larger than that, and the original image. See, 1 2 3 4. Oh, 1 2 3 4. So yeah, this is how it works, and I think it works pretty fine. But in future, I think I will probably replace the long URL with inbuilt URL shortener in this application. So yeah, and it is delivered by CDN, of course. So yeah, that's it for this video. Keep watching.